Be not afraid. I want to take a moment to talk about the foundational core pieces that the heart of a paladin often already has. So, a paladin isn't built from particularly strong, athletic, or men who are warriors, or women for that matter. The sentiment of a paladin, I went over in a previous episode, it's more tethered to the principles that Jesus set before us. The idea that you will be a rock of truth and you will lay down your life for the sake of the truth and justice. And when enough people all share the same attachment, we see fortresses that are indestructible become built. The guys that sit there and watch reel after reel of Baldwin or this crusade event and all of that kind of stuff, you guys are already sitting in the energy and the substance that holds the paladin. You're already sitting within it. An important quality, a core feature of every paladin should be, and if you already have this sentiment, I encourage you to incorporate this, is to put Christ alone first. Place your attention on salvation and truth over the sword and the spear. That's not me telling you a day will not come or you shouldn't be prepared to hold swords and spears. It's just you must set your priorities in the correct order. If this nation is to survive, it must understand this simple sentiment. The Lord is our Saviour. The Lord is our rock. And the Lord will be our fortress and foundations. It must be a part of the original structure, the cornerstone, if you will. Another example of the core, the centerpiece of a paladin's heart. He sits in self-reflection. The kinds of people that will ask, that have become acutely aware of their cowardice, their weakness, the men that are aware that they should be more, the men that feel inside of them that you have allowed yourself to crumble away and fall into ruin. The system that has been placed against us to destroy us as men has successfully sank into your sinew and bones. Those guys who have become aware of it and they live in self-reflection, self-mourning at times, you guys are already clued up to what the missing piece is. If you don't have that paladin core, you are now aware of the piece of you missing to boot up that engine. They cannot control a man with the core of a paladin. That same core piece can also be found in the type of men who sit with their hands together every night saying, "Somebody please save England. Somebody please save the West and Europe. Somebody please save the little ones." I might remind you, 250,000 over 75 years. That's war. In all sense of the terms, that is war. Another natural quality, a core piece of a paladin, is you'll be more interested in seeking out the truth over how it makes anybody feel. So the few of you that would say, "I want to know who was on that island, and I don't care if the whole world comes burning down because we discover who's on that island and who should go to jail and who we should hang," when you've got the sentiment, you want the truth over a stable, safe world. That is evidence you're already, operating on a paladin's perception. Truth, absolutely. Comfort is for thieves, liars, murderers, rapists, and paedophiles. I, for one, and I know millions of you, would rather sit on a bitter truth than the sweet lie that our governments and our kings think of us as people. Paladin, using this same sentiment, also has that. So the type of guy that's willing to be humiliated and willing to be attacked and assaulted and insulted for the sake of standing on what's true, and then it turns out 10 years later he was true and everyone owes him an apology, but most of you are too much of a coward to actually say, I'm sorry, you was right. But the point is, the guys that are willing to stand on business even when it hurts them, those people are already behaving like paladins. For the same cause, absolute truth. The guys that put truth above themselves, above their thoughts, above what they want, above the desires of their own belly and cock, the actual people that puts truth above all of that, those people are already moving in a way that can change the world. It would be a pleasure if everyone else could get on board. It's important to understand that being a paladin isn't something that is gifted to you. You will not be given some badge of honor. You will not be given some magical powers from our Lord. It is a living choice to forge yourself from the inside out to become more than you as the individual. We have been cultivated as a culture. We have been cultivated to only serve ourselves. And when we serve ourselves, the machine works perfectly and enslaves us just fine. No problems. And every time we struggle, we think we're doing something about it, but we're not. But the proposal I have here then is, when you craft yourself, and myself, and we all do it, we craft ourselves to serve the person to our left and to our right, what will that do to this war machine that eats us? Will it make a difference? Will it stop them? Maybe we can create a jam in their machinery if we all started serving each other rather than the monster that runs the earth. Just an idea. Another important quality of the paladin: you don't bring violence for the sake of hatred. You don't use violence because you want combat. You're just willing to use violence when no other option is available to you. You're backed into a corner, desperate, and then the little ones are targeted. And then violence becomes an option. When they selectively choose little white girls off the street to pass them around groups of men to take turns raping them. It's at that point where if you don't throw yourself to the sword, then it's only a matter of time before it's your daughter and my daughter. It's your neighbour's daughter next. And after your neighbour's daughter has been broken, spent, and just consumed by these monsters, then it's your turn. Or we can band together and we can physically, actually, manually, kinetically do something. But we can't for as long as we think, this is not my house, so I ain't got to worry about it. I want to encourage you all to understand that while strength is not a requirement, to be strong is a requirement. I don't need you to be able to curl 200 pounds or whatever. I need you to have more willpower than flesh you can actually even give up. I need you to be willing to say, I am a 120-pound man and I've got 150 pounds to bring. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about input, effort, and willpower. Devotion, dedication, spirit. It's important that you engage in daily training, whether you train your mind with knowledge of truth, train your heart, and strengthen your resistance to drugs or porn or mindless self-indulgences. A paladin has to be strong in their will, to the point where they say, I am weak and I must be stronger, so I will train. I am stupid and I need more knowledge, so I will train. I can't say no to myself, so I'll give up the things that own me and I'll train. I don't care how you do it, I just need you to be turning in on yourself to craft a better thing. It's that sentiment that's important. You go through your life, we will be placed under high stressful situations. You already know this. You've already been under one. Many of you have been living this. Especially any younger people that might watch these videos, you have been personally targeted as the problem. Incel kids. I don't get it. I don't get it. They targeted you young boys, which is just monstrous. And I feel like it's important for you to understand this. Be still. They're trying to run you up and make you panic click. Spam roll. Making you spam the circle button. Stop. Relax. Know that there is a way out. Stop flailing. Join up with the generation above you that is saying and doing stuff. If you newcomers and us lot team up, then the generation above us that screwed us all over have no chance of stopping us. We don't need the older generations to save us. We need the youth of today. That's who will save us. Tomorrow is what we need to be thinking about. Something else, I suppose that's also a part of a core tenet you should incorporate into your life. Practice speaking. And this goes more to you Christians. You must practice calling out bullshit when you see it. Even if you know it does not lead to a result that saves people in the room. When you see people lie, do not brush your shoulder away and walk away, leaving everyone confused and in disbelief. Call it out. Be the nuisance. You must become a thorn in the side of the beast. Because while the Christian himself will not be a sword against the beast, you only need a thorn, one needle in the side of it, and that will create an infection, a truth infection, inside of the demon of lies. And it's you Christians that have the responsibility to do this. You have a responsibility to do this. And I see too many of you say, he ain't gonna listen, so there's no point, and you'll walk off, carry on doing your own thing, because you've already got your ticket to the wedding. You ain't worrying. And it's cowardly. Because everyone else needs you. You're meant to be a light to the world in this moment of darkness. You're supposed to go out and prove that's a lie, this isn't true, and stand on business. Because you're the only ones with the key of truth here on the earth. So thinking about your piece of the cake. You've already got your piece. We got it. Yes. Now go out and help other people. Stop clutching your piece so fucking hard you just get jam out the end of it. Because you got nothing to lose. What are they going to do? Kill you? Send you to heaven? Alright. GG, you win. So what have you guys got to lose? Come on. To remain silent when evil is in the room is betrayal. It is. If you know it's true and you choose to just not make a scene, you have betrayed the God of truth. Don't forget that. Because an idiot like me knows this one. I can get that one right. You guys have no excuse. Yeah? I want to make one more distinction so you know if you're already a paladin in your substance. It's not something you train, it's a spark that some people have and some people don't. And here's the one that you can use to measure in yourself, am I one of those people ultimately? Of all these things, ignore them all. This is the one trait you can know if you've got the spark. If a child, a woman, an elderly person, even an animal is being harmed or abused in front of you, and you feel in yourself the spirit of, I ain't gonna let that happen, I gotta do something, you are already made of the stuff we need to save the world. I hope you search within yourself and you ask how we can do this. Join. Just be a part of a community together with me here. And as it grows and as it builds up, it will connect tissue and bonds together. We're nothing more than 3 separate cells at the moment, me and my 2 subscribers or whatever. But one day there could be millions of us. It'd only take a couple of thousand and we could take over everything. 1 million of us, the whole world becomes a Christendom. just saying. Stay close to Jesus. Read up. Get strong. I'll see you in the next one.